Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. This is Chia here with the KemeTones Self-Care with the Blue Lotus Speaks. And I really appreciate you taking the time to join me. And I have here on the screen an image from the eclipse last night by a photographer, Jody Miller. And it's just amazing. It was pouring rain where I am right now, so I didn't get to see it. But I did feel it, and we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. How about you? Did you get to see the eclipse? I don't know if you can speak. You should be able to talk. If you want to say anything or just leave a note in the chat room. Did you get to see the eclipse last night?
Peace. Hello?
Yes?
Yes, I was on a conference call, and I didn't actually get to see the eclipse happen, but I saw like the aftermath. So I didn't see it actually like red, like, you know, in its like when it was full. But I definitely did feel it.
You can feel it. Okay. I'm gonna put on my headphones because I can't hear you as well as I'd like. So 2 seconds to plug it in. One of these speakers is blown out. Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, well, even though we didn't get to actually see it, you know, we feel the effects, and they're long-lasting. It's going to be going on for a long time, so that's awesome. Okay, and so I opened up with one of the songs that I wrote a few months ago for the moon. It's called Chalagi Nudo, and it's up at the SoundCloud page and my website and the lyrics and everything, but I just thought it would be a good way to start our discussion. But that is a fabulous photograph. It's just, I don't know, I guess you can't see it because you're on the phone, so. But I posted it on the event page.
Is it on Facebook?
Yeah, it's on the Facebook page. I put it on the event page and on my Facebook page. So if you go to the Facebook page, and if you're on your phone and you want to see the images, you can, are you on like a smartphone?
Yeah, I can actually see it while I'm on the phone. I'm actually
okay.
in the Facebook now.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, you can the slideshows that I do, you can join that. Mm-hmm. There's a website, and you can join that from the phone too. It's on the Facebook event page. join.freeconferencecall.com/cosmic4. You know, if you want to see, the images and stuff.
Okay, I see it.
But you can use it later. Okay. All right. So as usual, I already started with a song, and I'm just going to use the website today for the visuals. So as usual, we're going to talk about the astrology, the HeruScope for the day, and then different ways we can, use this information in our own healing journey, our own self-care, and then also planetary healing and helping others. Okay. So, that song was a way of me giving thanks to the moon, and the cosmic force of the moon is the goddess Sept. And that's not showing up on this here. This image here has the image of Sept, which is the goddess of the moon at HeruScopes. And up here is Heru, and Heru represents the planet Uranus. So my focus for this HeruScope was on the moon, of course, and Uranus, because Uranus is still retrograde, and they were both in the sign of Pisces. So I thought that was meaningful and significant. So, and then here at the website I have all these other posts on the blood red moon, the ones from 2014, the one at the spring equinox, and then I had a post about some of the things that like conspiracy theorists were talking about. Let me see, I can open that up. They were talking about the comet and the jade helm. I don't know if you heard about the jade helm. They were practicing a lot of militarization of the police in cities along the border. And so there was a lot of speculation about what was going to be going on during this time with the comet and the eclipse. They thought that the comet was going to hit the Earth. And so, let's see what happened. I don't think it's going to work. It's so humid where I am right now. My fingers are dripping with moisture, and I can't control the mouse pad. It's really funny. So let's see if it's going to work here. No, I don't think so. Okay, forget it. Okay, yeah, so they were talking about the different things that were going to happen when the comet hit the Earth, and I don't think any of those things happened, but some other really amazing things have been happening in the news. So here's image of what the eclipse looked like last year, I guess, the eclipse from last year. And this is just more information for watching the eclipse. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Yeah, so this was the fourth in a series of eclipses. The Jewish calendar or the Hebrew calendar, they fell along the Passover and Rosh Hashanah or Sukkot. And so I guess for generations they've been prophesizing the end of the world and all these horrible things. Mm-hmm. But fortunately those kind of things didn't happen. However, I did want to comment on the news, some events I found out the week before the eclipse. That's why I called it a bloody red moon. Because earlier in the week, well, let's see, here's a picture I have of the comet. Some pictures I took of the comet from my house. Let's see, where is it? Down here. Okay, yeah. So the first thing I want to comment on in the news around this week is the canonization of this man they called a saint. And so I felt like this was prophetic because a Hispanic priest made this Hispanic missionary into a saint because he was able to establish all these missions in California. And so to me that was a sign that it's definitely a bloody red moon because all the sacrifice that has been made by the Native Americans so that the Europeans could thrive here. So that's one thing that, we're going to be working on healing tonight and just from now on. But, healing for the land, healing for the Native Americans. I'm Native American. And, it's already been done. The guy's been declared a saint. But I feel like this eclipse and the comet, everything, it's just a sign that we really need to heal. We really need to speak up. Uranus is a planet that orbit is perpendicular to the rest of the solar system, and the fact that it's retrograde right now with the comet is a sign. It's a time for change. Mm-hmm. And then the other event that happened right before the blood red moon was the stampede in Mecca. 717 people were killed by a stampede. It was the final act of the Haji, I think I spelled it wrong, Haji, and some people turned around and 700 people were trampled. So I just feel like that is another sign that something is really out of alignment, and that that's what the focus of my healing for this eclipse is about. And then also wanted to mention my sister friend who brought these two events to my attention. That, I didn't know. I don't watch the news that much anymore, and she just happened to mention to me that these two things happened a few days before the eclipse. So I just wanted to. She's got a radio show, Rebel Blues Radio, KWTF.net, which is kind of funny, KWhatTheF.net. So she's got a lot of really fascinating information on her show as well. So those are the two planetary issues that I think we can all do some healing work around those events. Okay, so now we're going to go look at the HeruScope for this. It was for last night for the eclipse. And when you first look at the chart from astrology13.com, I see a lot of symmetry. Well, the first thing I've noticed when I looked at this image was the symmetry. And then, of course, the cosmic force of Ra, which we call the Sun, and Jehuti, or Mercury, are both in the sign of Aspolia, or Virgo. And I've talked a lot about these in other posts, but I'll just say right now, I think that it's time for us to use our creativity and our powers of communication, which is Ra and Mercury, to plant the seed. Aspolia, the virgin, Virgo, the virgin goddess, Aspolia means seed. And so it's time for us to use our creativity and our powers of communication to plant the seeds for change. We need to change some of these things that just keep repeating. How many times do we have to be ignored or denied by our oppressors? And we just keep doing the same old thing. Just pose, oh, this is terrible, but we have an opportunity to do something with our energy. Then we have Saturn is at the very end of Ma'at. Refan is at the very end of the period known as Ma'at, which is the goddess of balance, truth, order, harmony, justice, reciprocity, and righteousness. And so, we could use our creativity and our powers of communication to break through boundaries of limitation. Saturn represents boundaries and limitations in our life If you get a chance to get your HeruScope done, you can do it yourself, or just go to astrology13.com and enter in your information, or you could contact me and make an offering to the temple, and I can prepare your HeruScope. But Saturn has to do with boundaries and limitations, and so Ma'at is justice and balance and truth. So we need to break through these obstacles that the system keeps putting in front of us so that we can, reach our state of Ma'at. The goal of all the work that I'm doing, the goal of work everyone should be doing, would be to restore Ma'at upon the land. And there's so many people in the world that don't even know about Ma'at. So, we could use our creativity and communications to help bring about, restore Ma'at. So, so whatever's going on in your life, there's chants we could learn, we could practice, artwork, visualization, all kind of techniques to break through these limitations. If are you, by any chance, going through your Saturn return right now, sis?
I'm not really sure.
Oh, okay. It happens between the age of 28 and 35, the first one.
Okay, no, I'm not there yet.
Okay. Well, then, great. So you have opportunity to prepare for your Saturn's return.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll make a note. Maybe I'll do that next time. We'll go into that a little bit more, because that is a very healing journey. So I will write that down for Saturn's return. The next couple of issues. Okay. And then we have Asar. Asar is the sign of Pluto. The planet of Pluto. And that has to do with death and rebirth and the power of transformation. And being in the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius has to do with wisdom and traveling, expansion, and then, of course, Asar, represents eternal life, rebirth, renewal, regeneration. So I reasoned that this would be a good time to build your own vehicle or vessel, or create your own vehicle or vessel to get you through really challenging times, like a boat to get you across the water. That's one way of putting it. Because we're going through a very powerful time of transformation, and if you don't have your own vessel, then you're going to be at the mercy of other people trying to help you. So, so it's just, that's what time it is, So I encourage people, if you don't already have a spiritual practice or some teaching that you're really close to, now is the time to get that in order, because we all need our own boat. We don't want to be dependent on other people's boats. And that's one thing that Saturn return is about, is developing your own protection, spiritual protection, your own connection to the divine. So you're not going on what you learned from school or teachers or your church or anything. So this is a really good time for that. And then moving along around the circle, we have Neptune and Chiron. They're still in Aquarius, Ku. So I'm not going to go into that right now too much. Neptune is the planet dealing with like transcendental or metaphysical, supernatural, mystical, metaphysical, just, things that are kind of out there. And Aquarius, or Ku, has to do with sharing wisdom, unity, brotherhood, stuff like that. So it's just a good time to share wisdom. That's, in HeruScopes, Neptune is associated with Nebuchadnezzar, and one of her symbols is a vessel to contain the water. So I like to think of this as a time where we're just pouring out our wisdom. we're sharing our wisdom to help the planet ascend, help the planet evolve. They say this is the age of Aquarius, so we need to, get there. Chiron, the wounded healer, we can heal others. It's easy to give other people's advice. It's easy to point them along the way, but then it's really hard for us to follow our own advice sometimes. So we have to be able to heal ourselves in order to heal others. Like, usually, someone like me, I'm always helping others and trying to help others and do things for others. But it takes a lot of effort for me to make time to work on myself. So.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, yeah.
Same here.
Oh, okay. Well, you're starting early, so you're on the way. And here is the Moon and Uranus. So these are the ones I'm focusing on for this episode. So they're both in Pisces. And so let's see, what did I have?
Pisces, and what was that, the last one?
Pisces, the sign of Pisces. We have the Moon and Uranus in the sign of Pisces.
Moon, okay.
Yeah. So in HeruScopes, that's Sept, the goddess of the moon, and Heru is associated with Uranus. And as I mentioned earlier, Heru is the planet that its orbit is perpendicular to the rest of the planetary system. Let me see if I can find an image of this really quickly. I don't know, like I say, my keypad is kind of wet. Let's see if this will work. Yeah, okay. So here's one of these. There we go.
You said Heru being perpendicular to the planet.
Yeah, its orbit. It orbits at a 90-degree angle. The other ones are in the plane of the sun, but Uranus is perpendicular. I'm trying to find a better. Let's see if there's an image. Well, I'll find one later. This doesn't really show the orbit, how it is perpendicular. Yeah, I'll have to find another one. I'll post it when we're done. I couldn't find one earlier. But yeah, so it's like it's a rebel. That's what I'm saying. It's a rebel. It's totally different from everybody else, and it's just going in its own direction. And right now it's retrograde until the winter solstice, time of the solstice. So Heru is the redeemer. Someone killed his dad, and his mom homeschooled him, and he grew up to defeat his uncle and, bring things back into harmony and balance. So I'm like, well, why can't we do that? Let's do that. We've got the comet and the eclipse. All this energy is lining up for us to take bold action. And maybe we can't take a bold action like politically or lead a movement or go march, but we can take heroic actions in our own lives that can help bring about peace and prosperity for ourselves and people in our lives, like Heru did. Must have a picture of him somewhere. I've got so much stuff here. Yeah, there we go. There's Heru. There we go. So, and there's Heru, a picture of him with his uncle, Sept, and the dad in the middle. So I just felt like this would be a really good time to take bold, daring actions. So in my case, I'm really upset by that news about the Pope and the stampede, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to write a song about it, but I know that creativity and communication, yeah. So I want to find a way to address it, and so that's one of my assignments. Do you have any ideas on what you could do with your creativity to address some? Maybe these issues aren't bothering you, but maybe there's something else.
That does bother me. Yeah, I like to write. I don't sing, but I do like to write. So I'll probably do something with that.
Okay, good.
How I feel about something that bothers me, or something that I want to kind of like express.
Good.
My writing.
Right, because we want to bring about a transformation. That's like we want to bring about a transformation. And good. Well, I look forward to reading what you write. Now, is your name Lex?
Alexa.
Alexa. Okay, yeah, it just says Lex. Okay, great. All right. Awesome. All right, and then do I have Shisheta? Yeah, okay. So here is an image of Shisheta, and I've associated her with the moon. She's the counterpart of Jehuti, and Jehuti gets all the credit most of the time for coming up with the Medu Neter, but I was taught that Shisheta actually came up with the Medu Neter. That's the hieroglyphic, the way of writing hieroglyphs. And then she shared it with Jehuti, and then he went and shared it with the world, But there's always the woman behind the man. If the man is on the throne, there's a woman behind him. And so with this eclipse, it just it felt, well, I didn't say that the moon in astrology represents our personality and our character, and dealing with emotions, how we deal with our emotions. And I feel like Shisheta is the goddess of astrology, astronomy, mathematics, architecture, engineering, sacred geometry, writing, accounting, campaigns, just like all these things. And I've turned her into my business manager. Like I call on her in my office work. She's in charge of my bookkeeping, my accounting, all my records, things like that. But with this little trio with Shisheta and Heru in the sign of Pisces, which I haven't talked about yet, I just feel like we can make our we can create a better response to our emotions or to emotional situations. One, like with me, I tend to fall apart first, and then I'll come back strong, But I would like to not have to fall apart, I'd like to build up a container for my emotions, so that I can just hold the space. Like, what is it? A Sept. What is it? I want to remain on my inner throne. A Sept is, her symbol is a throne. So we want to remain seated on our inner throne and not, just fall apart. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on with my own healing right now, and the collective consciousness of the planet. Because some people, when things happen to them, they don't respond at all. Like, I used to be like that. I would just hold it in and be silent and cause physical problems. Or the opposite of that would be just to, blurt it all out in anger and emotions. And that doesn't really, that's not really healthy either. But just to build that container, or like I said earlier, the vessel to transport you across, dangerous waters, that kind of thing. So I feel like that's the energy we're working with right now. And then I have this great image I came up with, seeing the gift in the adversity. I'm trying to see what is the gift in the adversity of the events that I mentioned earlier with the Pope, making that announcement, and the tragedy in at Mecca. So this would be a great time to try to find the gift. What could possibly be a gift in something like that? The thing with the Pope, I think it would be awesome if we had like a collective response, a heroic response, a revolutionary response. I would love to reach out to some of the other indigenous organizations and and see what their response is. I posted some videos on this page about how some of the Native people feel about it, and how we can help heal with this wound, because it's a gaping wound. It's just awful. And I can't imagine what will be the gift and the adversity of the event at Mecca. My friend Sabria said that they instantly went to heaven. I don't know what the Islamic term is, but they signed up for that and they went. People go to Haji. Mm-hmm. She says you don't know if you're coming back. You're going there and on this journey, and you tidy up all your affairs at home because you don't know if you're coming back. So I'm trying to stay in that energy, but I don't really know. I can't say that I know. And then I forgot to mention about Pisces. That's the sign that they're both in. Pisces is all about the emotions. It's all about duality. What do I have here? The beginning of self-expression, worry, dynamism, impatience, initiation, courage, aggression. These are like positive and negative aspects of sidereal Pisces. Mm-hmm. Impulsiveness, passion, selfishness, leadership tendencies, self-obsession, self-preservation, confusion, and escape. Can be overly sensitive or emotional at times.
Yeah.
So we have, are you a Pisces by any chance?
I'm not a Pisces. I'm a Leo, but I've been in a relationship with a Pisces for 5 years.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, let's keep in mind this is sidereal astrology, so all the signs are off by about a month. So when is your birthday?
My birthday was August 20th.
August 20th, okay. Okay, then you are actually a true Leo, because true Leo begins on August 12th. So you actually are a Leo, so you don't have to change your astrology charts or anything. Maybe some of the other planets would be different, but like for instance, I was born August 5th, and I'm very much a Leo. I very much have Leo qualities, but my purpose and my destiny would be as a Cancer, which is Kepra, because all the signs are off by about a month is just the beginning and ending dates. So in my case, my Leo energy is how I move about the Earth, because that system of astrology is only based on the Earth's orbit around the Sun. Let me get my camera up because I'm moving my hands a lot, and I have to look at this crazy screen. And so I'm very creative. However, my destiny in HeruScopes, the Cancer is symbolized by the scarab, which is Kepra, and that's the sign of transformation. And so there I am. So I feel like my work is to transform family, and my own family is kind of like, messed up because of the divorce and all this other stuff. But the human family is all, messed up. So I feel like that's my calling, is to use my creativity, is my music and all that to write music that will help unite the family. Africa unites. So, but in your situation, you're a Leo, so you use your creativity to be creative. But we could talk more about that another time. So,
right.
Yeah. So okay. So then, we're talking about Heru and Shasheta in the sign of emotions. So we want to remember when we're writing music or emotions or affirmation, music or writings or anything with our creativity and creating. We want to create things that, affirmations, when we're reciting affirmations. You want to use language and art that will tug at the emotions. We want to reach people's emotions. We don't want to just, rattle off a bunch of facts. We want to communicate something that's going to resonate in their heart, so that they'll be inspired or moved to take action. Because if it's just something beautiful and relaxing, they'll relax. But we want to do something that will make them want to take action. So, I see this as a time to build a strong personality, a strong character. We can change our character and our personality. If we don't like it, we can change it. I want to build a strong, I have a typo here. I meant a strong, positive relationship with our emotions, not without emotions. I'll edit that later. With our emotions. It says here, this is a Kemetic proverb, emotions are good servants but poor masters. So, so we want to have our emotions serve us. We don't want to, ignore our emotions, but we want them to serve us. So, if you're, a good habit is to recite affirmations daily. I shared last week the Oath of Manifestation. I do a lot of work with prosperity plans. And so it's one thing just to, read off an affirmation, the divine presence within me is the source of all my good, But you're not going to get anywhere with that. You got to go, the divine presence within me is the source of all my good. So we want to use our emotions to serve us, because we put that extra energy. What is emotions? It's energy in motion. So we want to learn how to use our emotions to serve us, and we want to use our emotions with our creativity. Like when I first started songwriting and performing, my best performances were when I was angry. Like right before the performance, something would happen, I'd be angry, I'd have an amazing performance. But if it's just, everything's cool, it's a good performance, but it's not the same. And so I think we can use this time to write things that we use our emotions in the writing to bring about the change, to move it. We want to move the energy, so we want to use our emotions to help shift the energy in our lives and the planet. Not just, we want to keep that energy moving. And so, let's see, is there anything else? Let's share. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much what I wanted to share from that page. So the next thing would be a song. Oh, do you have any questions before I move to the next phase? That was the HeruScopes phase. No? Okay. Okay. So, what song did I say I was going to sing?
You know what? No, I do.
Oh, good, good.
Okay, so when doing affirmations and writing your manifestations, because I do have a habit of, just writing them, and I'm I'll read them to myself. I'll read them out loud. But like you said, with the emotion, I'm not. That's something that I obviously need to work on, because I want them to manifest. Is there something I can do, something else I can do, as far as affirmations instead of writing them? Is there would it be more effective? But I know it's better when I speak it, of course. But what about saying it mentally, to myself, or if I'm out or something and I'm just in my head, or should I still just speak it? All my emotions and everything.
Okay, that's a really good question, and yes to everything. Keep writing. I write my affirmations out in the morning and the evening, and if I have time, I write them during the day. In the middle of the day. I have a goal, I write it down 10 times. And then the silent sound, the sound inside your head, is really powerful. So yes, you could do that. But the sound of your voice is so healing. So I recommend you record them in your smartphone, and you set a timer where they go off a certain time of the day, or you just put your headsets in and you just listen to it throughout the day. So all three, silent, sound, and writing. That's what I would say. Yeah, that's what I do. I do all three. And another thing that I haven't done yet, it's been on my list of things to do for about a year, is the mind movies. Have you heard about mind movies?
Mind movies?
Mind movies. MINDMOVIES. There's actually a software this lady put out where, you could use her software, but we could do it ourselves, where you have really good music, inspirational, motivational music playing, and you have slides that you chose that represent the things you want to manifest, and then you put, inspirational words at the top of the image, and you just watch it, over and over and over again. So you have the words, the sound, the music, and the image. So
that's the package right there.
Yeah. So there's a couple of mind movie websites. I'll make sure I share some of those links on the event page. Make sure I write slow enough so I can read my writing when this is over. Yeah.
I know,
so that's
where I'm at right now.
Writing so fast. But I want to do that. Those meme things are so popular right now, where people pick pretty images and put words on top and share them. So imagine you just have a whole movie of those, and they just flash every couple of seconds, abundance, prosperity, health, relationships, family, whatever symbolizes that for you, and it just flashes, all day. And another thing I like to do when I'm doing my journal work is I have meditative music that I really like on YouTube. And so I always play the same song when I do the work, so that it builds the energy, so that every time I hear the song, it's reinforcing what I want to manifest. But I think all of it is image, words, sound, power, silent sound, writing it down, all of those things. Have you heard of the...
I actually do that with, there's a YouTube video that I like to listen to. It's it's like a comedic meditation music.
Oh, will you share that with me?
Yes.
Share that with me?
And, I'm actually on SoundCloud, and I just found you. I'm following you.
Oh, all right.
Oh my gosh. So I'm going
okay. Oh, good.
I'm gonna see, and then I can send you the
Okay, good.
And I'm mad because it's only 2 of them. It's not a lot, but I like listening to it when I'm journaling or when I'm meditating or even when I'm doing yoga.
That's right.
Because for one, it just takes me to, a different place. It grounds me, and it makes me feel like I'm in that time, or it just makes me feel good. So yeah, listening to it in repetition, all the time,
all the time.
Would be why don't you switch it up? But I don't know, I like it.
You're on. That's it. It's the repetition. That's it. Yeah, well, please share that with me. I also have I have 2 pages on SoundCloud. I have my Tachia Ahmed page, which is mostly reggae, and then my new program is Blue Lotus Speaks, and it's mostly comedic devotional music. I'm getting ready to.
I shared it. Wait. You know what? I do. I listen to you too. I listen to. Let me see. I think it's here.
Good.
The guy, the chant.
The God chant. Yes.
I love that.
Yes, that is a really good song.
Oh my gosh, that's so you.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
That's great. And also at my teacher's website, EgyptianYoga.com. Have you been there yet?
No,
EgyptianYoga.com. Yeah, I'm a member of the Temple of Sept, Temple of Shaitan Neter. And at EgyptianYoga.com, there's a continuous stream of comedic devotional music, nonstop. After a while, it'll repeat, but you can just listen to. It's 50 songs, or I don't know how many it is. And some of them are from our retreats, where we're just sitting around the circle singing. He's got it recorded, and he just plays it. And then he's got, I don't know how many CDs of comedic devotional music. So yeah, check out.
It wasn't a lot on YouTube.
Huh.
I was kind of
Yeah.
disappointed. Well, maybe it was the way I was like searching, but I didn't really find too much.
Well, it's going to change. I'm getting ready to create a whole new music genre on Kemetic devotional music because I need to create my own path. I don't fit in with reggae anymore. I don't fit in with devotional music, world music that much. You know, New Age. It's not really. So it's a whole new genre. Yeah, Kemetic devotional.
That's how you do it. You just create your own. You go on your own path.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep. So that's what we're gonna do. Well, good. Okay. Well, then that's the song I will sing. Hold on. Let me get my sister. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna sing the Kemetic Goddess chant, and you already know that one. Haset nutret, haset het heru, mad rinenet neshkenet, neshket abu, nevet het amit, nekabet mud, rekan nekamet, haret basra, sekenet basra. Hatep. Yes, that's great that you're familiar with that song. Seba Ma, Dr. Maud Ashby has this really awesome book called The Goddess Book, The Goddess Worship Book, and Goddess Worship Book. Yep. And he breaks down all the Kemetic goddesses, and he's got this amazing ritual to do on December 31st, which is when in the old days we had this. We did this ritual because on December 31st at midnight is when the Sirius star culminates. So that was why there was always a huge celebration on New Year's Eve. Now it's turned into something a little different. And in this book, he has a list of all the goddess names in a row. And he says by chanting their names, you invoke their qualities. And he says you should say their names, and like this. And I was like, oh great, how am I going to remember all the names of the goddesses?
Right.
And as soon as, and as soon as I said that, this melody that I just sang just came whoosh. And so I said, oh, that's cool. And so I just sang along with the list, just as he had it typed out in a book. And that's the song I just sang. It just fit perfectly. I didn't do anything. I just read the list to music. So it's a really powerful song, very powerful chant, meditation, and I'm so honored that you already know it.
What is it? Yes, I love that song. What is the name? What is his name?
Oh, Dr. Muwada Ashby. He's at EgyptianYoga.com. He's written like 70 books on Kemetic yoga.
Wait. Hold on. Is this because I'm actually looking like into the Kemetic yoga study. Is I think I maybe.
There's two really popular Kemetic yoga instructors. One of them is out of Chicago, Yasir Rahatep. He's got Kemetic yoga skills.
Yes.
Okay.
I know of him.
Okay, and then his is mostly about the posture system. It's about the postures. It's about that's pretty much what he does. And then Dr. Ashby, we call him Seba Ma because he's our spiritual preceptor. And the postures are a very small part of the program. The postures, you do the postures and then the chants and the singing, and it's like a step to get to the meditation. The meditation is the pinnacle of the yoga practice. And then so it's like steps. Yeah. Okay. So Dr. Muwada Ashby or Seba Ma, he deals with the history, the teachings, the rituals, the meditations, all of it. So I'm connected with both. I went to Kemet with Yasir Rahatep in 2011, and I'm a member of the Temple of Shaitan Neter, Temple of Sept, and I'm also one of the leaders on the Blog Talk devotional service on Sunday Rising at 5:30 Pacific, where we go through the prayer book. So, and I've just been writing all these songs since I've been with this practice.
Oh my gosh, you're doing everything that I want to do.
Well, now we can do it together. We can do it
That
together.
makes me feel so good because it's just like that confirms to me that I'm on my right path. Like,
and me too. It confirms to me that I'm on my right path too. So we'll definitely have to stay in touch even beyond the webinar.
Yes.
So that's amazing.
Wow.
Okay, so the last thing, well, not the last thing. Now I want to do a little bit with the tuning forks, the KemeTones. So they're right over here. Just a second. Oh my goodness, the rain is coming down. It's just coming down really hard right now. Oh, I need to strap. Okay. Yeah, the EgyptianYoga.com website, you can just put that on, you know, while you're at home doing housework and stuff, and your space is instantly transformed into a temple. So powerful. Yeah. And we have a retreat coming up in December. We have one every year at the winter solstice. And this year it's going to be during the ritual for serious culmination. Usually we're not usually together for that night. Ooh! But this year we're going to be together for the ritual. So I don't know what's going to happen. Okay. All right. So I'm traveling right now, so I didn't bring all of my tuning forks, but since this is the self-care kit, I just brought the tuning forks in the self-care kit. And we went over those the first episode. I don't know if you were here, but if you want to know more about the tuning forks in the self-care kit, you just go to episode 1 of the webinar. But right now I'm just going to be focusing on the eclipse and healing for myself and the planet and what I'd like to manifest. So when you do a sound healing session, you always start with the Om tuning forks. And I don't know if you can hear them through the microphone. Some people say they can, but
I'm going to put oh yeah, I can hear them.
You can hear them? Okay, good. Okay. So you can't see my whole body with this, but usually you start with your your womb chakra. So I'm for grounding, so I'm putting them down there right now. You can't see. And then the heart chakra for grounding, so you can be fully present in your body and figure out, get in touch with what you want to manifest. And then I put the 2 forks on my womb chakra, and then put one on my heart chakra to connect my heart and my womb, because my heart contains all my desires and all the things that I want to manifest. And then my womb contains my purpose. And so I want to make sure that my desires and my purpose are in alignment, because I don't want to be wanting things that are out of alignment with my purpose.
Right.
Okay, so then, so for opening the way, the zodiac fork is for opening the way. It's the I associate this tone with Anpu, which is the opener of the way, and it's for removing blocks and obstacles and toxins. And I have here the new moon fork. Let me use the full moon fork because we're in full moon. The moon forks are not in the self-care kit, but since it's the full moon, I'm going to use it. And so the full moon fork is for enhancing things, making things better and stronger, and it's the goddess. And so let's see. This is their sound. There we go. So I'm putting them on my womb chakra, my heart chakra. And the zodiac fork is really cool to put right here. It feels so good on your first eye and your temple, on the top of your head, to open up your consciousness. I put them, I could put them in the back at the pineal gland, and we'll be talking some more about that too. And then, like I did before, you put one to connect your womb to your heart, to your purpose. Ooh, my headphones coming out. And then also all the way up here, because you want your, you're going to be projecting things from your first eye. So you want to make sure that's in alignment with your purpose as well. So that when you do that, that's called the three treasures. So you're aligning your womb chakra with your heart chakra and your first eye chakra. And then we have in the self-care kit, we have Heru and Sept, or Venus and Mars. Now in the Accutonic system, they use this Venus and Mars to balance male and female energy, which is good. Mm-hmm. And HeruScopes, however, we have Heru and Sept, right? Mm-hmm. And Sept is has to do with the ego. And I like this combination in KemeTones because if you're familiar with the myth, Heru was sent to Earth by her father Ra to rid the world of unrighteousness, and then she kind of got carried away and became Sekhmet, and then they had to send Jehuti down to get her back, right? And Set, same thing. Set is a deity that we usually associate with negativity and ego. However, in the end, after he had the battle with Heru, and he spoke to Jehuti, he pulled himself together, and he's the leader of the bark of Ra. Now he's at the beginning. He's at the front of the boat. And they call Set the most powerful of all the Neteru. Why? Because he was able to conquer his own ego. It's getting darker in here, I guess. So
it is very, very
yeah.
Very
yes. So these are two really important sounds. So, just give yourself a little treatment. You can put these are the lung points, the meridians, and if you have any things going on in the lungs, any kind of lung issues, that's because you're holding on to grief from something in the past. Mm-hmm. So, you can just put them there too. And here, ooh, this is loud. I didn't let you listen. Yeah. Here now. Okay. So that's what I would do with those. I mean, this is just like a basic, quick self-care treatment. Yeah. But really just battling with our ego and our emotions. We want our emotions to be our servants, not our masters. So those are two powerful tones for that. And then also in the self-care kit we have Chiron, the wounded healer. And I didn't bring my Heru fork. I didn't bring all of them because I'm traveling. Mm-hmm. So I'll just use I'll use Chiron with the moon. So you just just give yourself a little tune-up. And then you can also just wave them in the air, like to cleanse your aura, or planetary, if you want to do some planetary healing. As cleaning your heart. You want to bring good vibrations for all the families that were affected by the stampede and the indigenous people that are re-wounded by the Hispanic Pope. Sorry for my sarcasm. And, without any apologies. I'm not apologizing for expressing truth. And then...
wow, I just said that to somebody today. I literally, hours ago, somebody said something to me. I said, no need to apologize. You spoke your truth.
That's right.
That's what you're supposed to do.
That's exactly right. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, with the heroic expressions of our truth and all that. So these little forks are also not in the self-care kit, but you can purchase any of the tuning forks that you want. You don't have to just buy the self-care kit. But with the other forks, it's encouraged that you take the training to learn how to use them properly. With the self-care kit, you can just have them at home. But so I love these little forks. These are called the asteroid forks, but of course we call them the goddess forks. So each one represents a different aspect of the goddess, and so they're just this beautiful little goddess.
Really pretty.
Yeah. They are
wow.
Awesome. So just sending you all some positive energy right now from the goddess. And then there's 2 more over here. They're little different sounds. Yeah. You can do all kind of different spirals. And then also with the spiral energy diagram that we talked about, I think it was last week, where when you're coming up, you're breaking things, you're opening things up, you're removing obstacles, you're eliminating blockages when you move it up, and then when you move it down, you're creating, you're manifesting. And also direction. If you're going counterclockwise, it's opening things up, going counterclockwise up, and then clockwise down to manifest. So when you're doing your acutonics treatments, you just be mindful of the direction of the spiral. Like I said last time, I had my medicine wheel was in the reverse direction. I was going in the direction of dissolution and breaking things up when I wanted to be creating things. So I had to push everything around. So yeah. So well, that's what I have for us tonight. I have a couple of announcements. I'm getting ready to launch some little coaching programs. One of them is going to be called Open Your Money Flow, and it's going to we're going to go through the 40-day prosperity plan together, and that's going to start in November. And then I'm going to have some other programs, the Sirius Rising program, where we're going to learn all about Sirius and Star Sirius and the goddess associated with that energy and how we can use that to increase our abundance and wellness. And that will begin the night of the culmination. We'll start with the ritual. We'll do the ritual together. I know I'm going to be at the retreat, but somehow we'll do it together, and then we'll start the program from there. And then I'm going to have another program where we tap into the energy of the moon. It's a little different energy, and also work on creating abundance. So I'll be posting those, in the near future, like this week maybe.
I look forward to it.
Awesome.
All of it sounds
And then I have the KemeTones certification in Jamaica in January, where you can learn, you'll be certified to be a KemeTones practitioner. And right now I'm actually the only KemeTones practitioner in the world because I came up with it. So then we'll have a whole...
This is how I found out about you through my good friend Amber Muhammad.
Oh, yeah.
I used to work for her, and she sent me a link. She was like, I think you would love to, participate in what she's talking about. And I was
I'm going to thank her.
So that's how I came about, on this call tonight. I'm so happy that I did because I feel so good. Everything that was said on this phone call, it was just it warmed my heart. It really did.
Thank you, Alexis. Oh my gosh, thank you. That makes me feel so.
Yes,
this whole thing is new to me. Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. This headphone is falling out of my ears a million times. So those are my announcements, and let's have a little guided meditation. Let's see if I can get that moon up again. Up the moon. Oh, not that one. There we go. Okay. So are you driving right now? I don't want to do this if you're driving.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm home.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. Where's my music? Oh, I didn't have it queued up again. Just give me a second to get the music queued up. I don't know where it is. Yeah, I found some really nice meditative music on YouTube that I just really like it. And there's one for the full moon, so I can find it real quick. Could just use the rain, but I want some music. There it is. Wait. Llewellyn. Let's see, what was her name? Ellen. There we go. Blue Ellen. Blue. Spell her name. I don't know how to spell her name. Sorry. There she is. Full moon. Okay.
So listen to Steve is not good girl and that's not
Okay. Can you hear that?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Great. All right. So I invite you to get into a comfortable seated position, either with your legs crossed or seated firmly in a chair with your feet firmly planted on the ground. And gently close your eyes. I'm gonna mute your phone. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to, like I say, just gently close your eyes. We're going to take a few deep breaths together. Inhale slow and deep, allowing your abdomen to fill with fresh prana. Inhale all the way up to your crown chakra. And hold it for a moment, allowing your crown to be illuminated. And exhale, slowly relaxing, almost having your abdomen touch your spine, like you cave it in. And another deep breath in, removing blocks and obstacles, opening the way to a powerful experience, all the way to your crown chakra. Hold it for a moment, and exhale. Allow the energy to spiral down. Just sit there for a moment. Alright, now return to normal breathing. I invite you to visualize yourself sitting out at the beach by the ocean. And let's just take ourselves back to last night where it's the eclipse. Right before the eclipse. You see the beautiful full moon out there, and it's just lighting up the whole ocean, illuminating you, illuminating your mind, illuminating your heart. And you just see the whole world is covered with this beautiful velvety light. Like the whole world is draped in the velvet light of the moon. Now you can see the waves coming to you slowly. And even though you're not sitting in the water, you can just feel the energies from the water coming up to you and just washing you. Just the loving energy of Yemaya. You just feel her love. And you just breathe it in. And then when you exhale, you see the ocean wave just going back out to sea. Take another deep breath in and just feel the love of Yemaya. Feel the love of the moonlight. Feel the love of the water. And you exhale and it goes right back out. And on your next inhalation, I'd like you to visualize the spiraling energy just swirling all around you. And as you inhale, the spiral moves up slowly all around you, up to your crown chakra. And then it slowly spirals back down. It spirals up again in a counterclockwise direction. And it spirals down when you exhale in a counterclockwise direction. And on your next inhalation, you're going to take that energy from the ocean and then let it come into you, and it's going to spiral up in a counterclockwise direction. This time the energy is going to spiral all the way up to the moon, all the way to the full moon. And for a moment, it's as if you're on the moon. You just relax there for a moment. And now the energy is going to spiral down in a clockwise direction until it's back to you. And you've received this abundance and prosperity from the moon. And you're just loving this energy. You're just all charged. And now you're looking above, and the shadow is starting to cover the moon. It's just starting to cover the moon. And so now on your next inhalation, you're going to send up to the moon a question you have, or a challenge, or an issue, or something you're trying to understand. So on this inhalation, you're going to send this energy up to the moon carrying your question. You're asking a question to the goddess Sept. You have a question for the goddess. So visualize the spiral energy from your inner divine presence, spiraling up to the moon. You have a question for Sept. Hold it for a moment. And now Sept is sending energy to you. This energy is coming down to you, spiraling down. And when the energy reaches your crown chakra, like a prism, the energy just splits up and it just is cascading all around you. It's like a waterfall. You're in the middle of a waterfall from the moon. And in this moonlight, cascading energy, you can see your vision. You see the solution. You see the answer. You receive the wisdom from the goddess. And just breathe and take that in. And now the light of the moon is even dimmer. The shadow from the sun and the earth casting the shadow on the moon, it's almost covered, not completely, almost, but you can see it. And for a minute you have a doubt. You're like, uh-oh, well, maybe I can't manifest my vision. I don't know. And so you send the energy back up to the moon. You just inhale, and when you inhale, you're removing all these blocks and all these doubts and all these obstacles. And you just take that in and you send it up to Sept. And when the energy comes back down to you, your doubt is removed. Your obstacles are gone. Your fears are gone. And you look at the moon, and it's totally eclipsed. It's completely dark, but you have no fear. It looks completely dark all around you, but you have the light of the moon inside of you. And you just carry that light. You just keep breathing. Inhale to the moon. Exhale, manifesting your vision. Inhale, removing obstacles and blockages. Exhale, you're stepping into your vision. Just like the waves of the ocean. The waves of the ocean come to you and you send them up to the moon. And they come down, you step into your vision. And now when you look up at the moon, the shadow is going the other way. The moonlight is getting stronger again. And it's just getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And you're feeling stronger and stronger and more empowered with every breath. With each and every breath. You're growing in abundance. You're growing in prosperity. You're growing in clarity. You're growing in your own knowing of your divine self. And now when you look up at the moon, it's completely full again. It's all lit up. There's no shadows, no doubts, no fears, no problems at all. You stand up slowly. You move forward, taking steps one at a time until you're standing in the water of the ocean. You're standing in the love of the divine. You're standing in the love of Yemaya. The light of the moon is shining on you. And you feel whole, you feel at peace, you feel complete, you're empowered yourself, you've removed your blocks to your vision, and you're ready to dive in. And so you do. You just dive right into the ocean and take a swim in the moonlight. You dive into the ocean of pure consciousness. You dive into the ocean of abundance. You dive into the ocean of wisdom and self-love that's there for you always. Always there. Even when it appears to be dark, even when it appears to be totally eclipsed, the ocean is always there. So now your swim is over and you're ready to get out. I invite you to visualize you rising out of the ocean. The moonlight is shimmering all around you and stars all around you. And you just walk on forward, walk one step at a time. Walk right into your vision. So now back to your normal consciousness. Slowly wiggle your fingers and toes. Open your eyes. You're back on this call with the Chia. You're ready for your new journey to begin. Om Hatep 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 Hatep. Peace, 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 peace. Well, I hope you enjoyed that brief little journey. And wonderful. Well, Alexis, I am so grateful that you were on the webinar tonight, and for all of you who will be listening in on the replay, thank you so much. And leave your comments in the event page or Facebook page or wherever you can find me. And I look forward to spending more time with you next week.
Yes, peace.
Peace. Peace and love.
Peace and blessings.